beginning of the week, of course, because you probably had a holiday if you're in the United States. If you didn't, you had a holiday from us because we weren't around throughout the weekend. So hopefully you had a great holiday. Monday was Independence Day here in the United States, so Nadex was closed to about 6 p.m. and Monday afternoon. So really, the holiday was just I don't even know how they call it. They're like it's closed all day, and then it opens at 6 p.m. But it was good for us because we got a chance to work out a lot of bugs in the system. So let's get right into the process and find out what are we going to talk about today. Now, you may see in the chat room, you may see afterwards, or you may be invited to this webinar where we've stated it's the pro webinar or what have you. But it's really about everybody today. Everybody who's signed up as a free member or what have you has been invited to the webinar today. So if you're here watching, maybe this is your first webinar, maybe you're a free member, maybe whatever it is, sit back and relax, watch us do our magic. I want you to understand that we're here to help every single person we can possibly get into this system, and it's definitely going to benefit you. Let's get going. Today's topics, we're going to make a couple quick announcements. We're going to talk about the short week in the NFP. We're going to talk about Max's live signals, CVG, which you don't know what that is, then you're definitely not in the program yet. We're also going to talk about building relationship, and the last two are very important for your existence and your success of your trading life. The announcements, yay! All right, first off, Thor from the Pro Trader Room and from our Pro Series, Thor R, if you will, who's also in chat room with the little brackets of Elite by his name, just made it to Elite. I want to welcome him and thank him for his time and efforts. Making Elite is a big deal in this company because it shows that you have had the relationship building skills, the comments, the understanding of the system. You started making money. You're trading live. There's a lot of stuff that you're doing that we enjoy having you. So thank you very much, Thor, for being here. Congratulate him on a job well done because it does take some effort and some knowledge, but it also takes a lot of a sense of responsibility. And that's what I think a lot of people, when you're trading, you kind of miss that boat just a little bit because there has to be a lot of wherewithal. You have to be disciplined. You have to be understanding. You can still make mistakes. You may not know everything, but hey, getting started in the Elite status is may seem easy, but it's really not. And Thor, you've done a great job. Thank you very much. Way to go. As probably not beknownst to them, there is another level of senior trader that I'm doing called Senior Level 2. And Senior Level 2, like basically as an advanced trader myself, I don't know what even senior level I would be at this point by my own standards and rules. But Paul Davey and Mike L have both shown so much power and understanding of the market using the signals, using a little bit of the strategies and systems that we taught from the trader's minds to 2020 training to a lot of simplistic price action, support and resistance, if you will. Paul Davey is just a pro scalper. I mean, he knows when to take his profit. And again, being a senior trader doesn't mean you're devoid of mistakes or losses. Okay, so if you have a loss, when you're a senior trader, you learn how to shake it a little bit more. You learn how to become a trader, not just act as a trader. You, in every part of it, your life is you become that trader. And you two have shown so much power. I made you senior traders a couple of months ago, and you have worked so hard in creating your trader life. You have shared spreadsheets, you've shared your knowledge with people. You have done so without no recourse of repercussions and money coming back to you. You didn't get paid for any of that other than what you're doing and making money in your process. It was like a quid pro quo kind of process for you. And we've invited you both to be a part of this company. Our City Investments, Dex Signals is the mother child, the child of Our City Investments. And Our City Investments is a very powerful investment firm that we have designed and programmed. And we have a tremendous backstory that not a lot of people know about. But when you're invited into this level, there is so much that you two are going to be able to take advantage of now and help us get to. So it's a mutual respect here. I want to thank you both, Paul, Davey, and Michael. You both made it to senior level 2. This means you're at the same access I am with trading. You'll also be a couple of the senior traders I'll be relying on to help make Max's live signals even more functional and even have more trades. And I'll explain a lot to you that don't know what Max's live signals are and the mentality behind it and what it really is. But I congratulate them both on a job well done, and respect the fact that they've really come a far way. Thank you both so much. Make sure that you put senior left, when you put senior 2 by your name. Thank you again for all your contributions. All right, let's jump straight into it. The short week, of course, we all know that we had Independence Day. That kind of made the holiday season a little bit crazy. You know, Friday was a little bit nuts. People were taking off. Not as many trades were happening. The weekend got in there. Sunday, there was a little bit of trading and stuff happening. Nadex really wasn't on board with the whole process Sunday night. So from Sunday night to Monday night, Nadex was sort of was closed down on that process, which gives us a short week because Monday is usually, it's a pretty draw week on news. There's little tidbit stuff happening from Sunday to Monday. But things start ramping up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, especially in a week that has an NFP. If you don't know what an NFP is, the non-farm payroll. And this is a huge news day. It usually starts, the news process of the non-farm usually starts on Thursdays and has some volatile news trading times and travels all the way into Friday, which just kills the market. It doesn't really kill it, but it pushes it to a place that kind of messes with the ranges. It messes with the short terms, messes with some of the long terms. If you can speculate the process and really make it happen, congratulations, you have figured the big secret out. But most people trading the NFP, when you trade the NFP, become lost in the analytics. And that's really tough because too much thought behind the NFP becomes a detriment to you. And that's why I haven't found a consistent system to predict the NFP. Even our own system does have some loopholes in it for some of the processes, but I wouldn't say that I'm steering away from never trading the NFP. A couple of months ago when we designed the 2020s and we had our range, we had the intradays, we had some great success. We just need more data. So coming this Friday, I'm inviting anybody who's either trading max live signals or the NFP or trading the regular pro signals, that if you're going to trade on the day of the NFP, do so in demo. Do so until it becomes so clear to you on what's actually happening there that you will hardly ever lose. Because if you lose on the NFP, especially if you're trading with high volume, you lose big and you lose fast. Plus, you could make some knee-jerk reactions. And this is where a lot of people get messed up at, that the market drops in one direction 5 minutes prior to, and then heads up the other way, and then quickly comes back out the other way, and you're in and out of 3 or 4 trades by that time. That was a novice mistake I made about 2 years ago, or about a year ago, sorry. And when that happened to me, it told me that I began to hunt to try to find somebody who could trade the NFP, because as somebody who's starting out in trading, you're like, that's the big money. You know, there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of pips happening. Well, let me tell you, I haven't found one yet. I haven't found one person, one system, one company that can predictively and consistently predict the NFP. Because sometimes people just don't do what you want. And that's what the market is. It's people. It's human element. All right, so with the NFP, Brexit's still kicking at the door. I'm going to tell you to trade wisely. But listen, even myself, an advanced trader like myself, I rarely ever trade it. Ever trade it. Especially, I mean, even if I get all the senses, everything pushes in the right direction, I'm still scared the crap about it because I don't want to lose a huge big money day on Friday, you know. So sometimes I just take that day off. Well, I really don't take it off. I don't trade live. I'll trade demo, or I'll trade, you know, in a different format. Maybe I'll trade a spread with a little low ceiling on it or low floor on it, and I'll minimize my risk so much. I might just trade one contract. Okay, so if you're going to trade with us, we're going to have a very special room open on Friday. It's going to be a room just like this. It's going to be a little webinar room. and everybody will be piled into there. If you want to come and join us here, you can come back to the same page that you were just on and join us there. And I'm going to be just making my trades, and I'll have my screen on share, and I'm just going to be making my trades. Okay, I'm just going to be looking at the market. I might call some stuff out. You might be able to get on. You might not be able to. Max's live signals might be called at that point, depending on that direction. If we can get in and really pop it, we might be doing a lot of scalping. But again, what did you win? You won a baby button. But there is a system on Friday that do not trade what you can't lose. Okay, so if you're trading, if you can't lose anything, trade demo. If you can lose just maybe one contract in there, if you're going to put it on, you might lose it. So just keep that in mind. All right, what's next? Secondly, like I said, we were testing. We're going to run some spreads on the NFP this week as well and see if I can capture some process. If we can get into a good right around 8 a.m., that webinar is going to open. And at 8 a.m. to 8:30, right about 8:25, I'm going to be calling out the spreads that are going to happen, but I'm going to tell you not to get into them. Okay, you're going to have them open you're going to get your working orders up. Okay, you're going to get your little worksheets up. All right, you're going to have them ready, and you're going to have one way, you're going to have one the other, and then I'm going to tell you which way to go, and you're going to pop it in that, and then we're going to test that out. Trade this demo, right? Just so we can get a feel of it, make sure everything works out great. For those that are for those that are here for free, you do have to be a paid member at that point. So I apologize that you won't be able to attend those unless you're a paid member on either the Pro or Max Live. Okay. What are Max's signals? I've said a few times: Max's Live, Max's signals, Max's Live signals, Max Money systems signals, whatever it might be. Right? It's still about Max. Now, I hate about myself in the third person, but this is really becoming a way of trading than it is really about a particular person. What are they? Some of you already know. Some of you signed up. Some of you signed up and you're still unsure what they are. That's okay. They are designed already to have money on them in Nadex, and that's the biggest thing. Our system is really designed, the membership and the dailies, the intraday, the 2020 signals, our daily stocks, those things are very powerful if you know how to use them. They are confusing to the novice, the person who's never traded before, of course, but that's why we have training. We walk you through it. We teach you how to learn, we teach you how to trade, we train you in trading, and then we get you to that point. It takes time. You can't come in day one, just skip yourself through the videos and expect to be trading by tomorrow morning live. It doesn't work that way. And it is a naive concept if you think you can. Even if you got a ton of experience, even if I had one customer try to tell me, I already know how to use Nadex, I use MetaTrader 4, but I can't figure your signals out. Okay, great. Well, it takes time and training to do so. You wouldn't skip through 4 years of college just because you want to pass a test. No, you would study, you would work hard, you would try to figure that out. You're not going to pass a 4-year college in a week. I'm not saying we're 4-year college, but holy crap, you got to put the time in. So, in trading, we came up with this process and the idea that the system for those and it takes time too, right? Remember, I say in the very beginning of most things, it's always about time and price and being able to put time into those things. Okay, having time to be able to do it is a commodity, if you will. Time is a commodity, right? So if you're working a full-time job, okay, you're working a full-time job, and you need to be a trader. At one point at the time, you got a balance, right? You got your sleep time, food time, job, kids, house. Maybe you don't have kids. Maybe it's time out. Maybe it's going out to have a good time or whatever it is, right? But you only have a certain amount of sessions a day yourself that you could be a part of. And maybe this is the session you can be in, but something comes up and you can't be there. And these are all the perfect trade times, right? So when you can't physically be in front of a computer at these times, well, this is where Max's Signals comes in. Okay? Because we do the trades for you. In a way. I mean, we give you this, we figure out which ones are the perfect ones and we send you the information and you go off. Some people say, well, why don't you just do that for everybody? Well, because if I started out doing that for everybody, nobody would have really gotten into the whole process of what we do. You have to understand where we're going in. We're looking for, as a company, what we're looking for is not just to be a signals company. We're an investment firm. Okay? We're a school. We're teaching. We are students ourselves, but we're professors of trading. We are building a university, if you will. And in doing so, you just can't be one level plain, just give me my signals. It doesn't work that way. What we want from people when they come on board is have the availability to, yes, to get you to that point that you are taking the signals, and you might be remote, you might be sitting in front of your computer at particular times of the day, whatever it might be. You might just be getting a Twitter announcement throughout the day and then running to a computer as soon as that comes and getting into the trade and walking away and going back to work. It might be whatever you make it. We're going to try to help you get to that point, but maybe one day you make enough money through the process that you go, listen, I found this thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to work from home now and just stay from home, if that's what you're trying to do. If not, then this is great supplemental income. Yay for you, right? And we'll show you some more things here soon. These are the type of trades that I take myself, and I teach people like Paul and Michael how to do these trades as well and what I'm looking for in these processes, so they'll be helping with max signals as well. Okay? No, it's not called Paul's or Mike's signals, remember, it's Max's signals because it's a strategy and everything else. I take the responsibility for that. I also take credit for the success. But the idea here too is that they're very highly successful. Why? Because in my trading life, I've gotten to a point where our main system puts out about 560 signals a week. You can't take all those. The human mind can't process all that. The human body can't go through all that time sitting in front of your computer. I don't care how well you try, Michael. But you can't take every single trade. And some of you will learn that the hard way. Some of you that have come on, you've tried to take every single, you've tried to go down that road to try to prove or disprove what doesn't work and what does work, when I already showed you what does. Okay? Out of those 560 trades that happen, I probably take 4. Or it's 560 signals, I probably take 4 a day. And I'm successful. In fact, I'm very successful with it. I'm so successful with it that I can make my time and judge my time even better now. Okay? And be able to pick the exact ones that I want that have the best money on them, so I make the most dollar out of it. And when I do, I share that information with you. It all comes back to you as well. Sorry for the third grade writing there. Okay? They will be long-term and short-term and intraday. So if you take a long-term trade and then later on a short-term trade comes up, but you've already met your balance here, that's just the way it is. You got to build your balance up to be able to do more trades. Okay? They have their own trading room, which is brilliant. I love it. It's an awesome, 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 awesome trading room. See if I can show you it right here. Oh, this is it. Some people are in here right now. Okay? This is the board that all the signals are on. This is the trader room. Right now we got some people, you got to tell a lot of senior and elite people like them, right? They're all in there. They work. Okay? So they are between 2 to 6 signals a day that are going to come out for right now. I'm putting them out myself, just myself. So normally I do about 4 a day. Yesterday I did 3. It was a light day throughout the day. I had a lot of stuff going on, of course. So I trade like I normally trade, and you're welcome to join in that point. And yes, you can make money. And I'll show you here some stuff. They also receive Twitter alerts, so you get them on your phone because you join a little Twitter group there. When do they come out? They come out for 4 sessions a day, and I'll show them here in a second. When the market starts to work, okay, so if a session comes up and there's not really something good, guess what? I'm going to bypass it. Because I'm here to make the perfect signal. I'm here to throw you volume so you can feel better about yourself. Because I'm going to show you here in a minute exactly how we make money with these. Session times are all throughout the day. 8 to 12, 3 to 5, 6 to 11, 12 to 6. It's all Eastern. So 8 to 12 in the morning, I'll come to the office. I'll scan the market. I'll look at the presence of news. I'll figure out, is this something that we're going to be able to get into In a minute. Um, I got something special for you for the disclaimer too. But 8 to 12, 8 to 3 to 5 in the afternoon. Now this is a hard one. Sometimes this one might get bypassed a few times because I don't like trading right after the market closes over in London at 12 noon, right around 12 noon Eastern. This time becomes a little bit ranged and a little, sad sacked. Okay, and then gets real crazy right around 5 o'clock. So I'm a little bit careful. The evening times between 6 and 11. Yes, I'm back in. I'm scanning at 6. But really, the first trades coming on aren't to really 7, the expiry. We might be something unique that sets up, but the rest of the time from like 8 to 11, there might be an 8, 8:30 in the evening to 11 trade, a little longer term. I like that longer term from that nighttime because it gives more chance for things to go up and down. Okay. And then, of course, early morning, this is where Paul Davies is going to come in. Mike L. and I will kind of, cover all this stuff and sorry, really bad. And then Paul Davey might be covering some other times through the nighttime, through the GMT time. Okay, this might be even break out into some of this time as well. Because really, listen, I don't know if you've seen Paul Davey trade, but holy crap, consistent. And then Mike L, same thing, very powerful. The man's the king of IBs, international binaries. You ever see someone's international binary shares? Oh my lord. Okay, next. I can't sit in front of the computer and gauge the market all day, and that's okay because the signals aren't made for that. Okay, you may not be able to sit on the computer, you may not be able to do that stuff, but it's very easy. Okay, alert comes out, you get to your computer if you're at home or if you're at work, you get to a computer or you even get to your phone, and we'll show you about that here in a second. You place the trade immediately. You don't do chokes, you don't deviate from the process, you don't take it at $2 profit. There's a strict standard about $20 to $30 per profit you're going to take on each one. And we set that out. We know that it's already there when we place it. So if you take 10, 15 minutes to get it to it and there's no money there, there's no one to blame but yourself at that point. What should I have to make them work? If you're brand new to this, this is more of like an orientation for you too, but for all those pros that aren't really here, if you're remote, if you're trading at work or you're out and about or you're driving or what, now if you're driving, don't trade at the same time. Maybe if you're in passenger seat, okay? Or pull over to the side of the road. Okay, if you got good reception and you got Nadex app ready, you got that Nadex app going, you got your Twitter, it alerts you, you pull over to the side of the road and you take advantage of them immediately. Okay, you get right on board and you take the strike to say as long as it's still above $20 profit. Okay. So you're going to watch the Twitter commentary throughout the day, okay? This is another thing, too, that no signal company will ever do for you is it's going to give you commentary. And what I mean by that, let's see if I can find it real quick. All right, that's right. It's right there. There it is. Okay. So let me get to one here real quick. So here comes the signal, right? The signal comes out, it says max signal on it, it says Euro USD. I think everybody can see the screen, right? Yeah, okay, good. Okay, it says Euro USD and it gives you the price, gives you the direction, gives you the time for expiry. Okay, and then I start telling you a little bit more about the trade. That trade came over, is in a daily Nadex. It takes a little while, pushes through, keep your phone handy because more information is to come. If you got a good price on the Euro, you should see some premium happening for all you scalpers, right? I'll give you a little premium alert. Very strong premium now. Choose a scalper, ride it out. At this point, you're about 50%. I make this call when it gets about 50% of profit. So if you buy it for 20, then it's got about $10 of profit and it's in the green at that point. Okay. You choose whether or not you want to scalp at that point. We got this one last night at like 35 bucks, right? $35 profit per contract. And when it hit 17, some people grabbed it. Christ, when it hit 12, some people grabbed it. All right. Very strong premium in the close. It only had about 14 minutes or a couple minutes left to it, or about a half hour left to it at this point, and it was really strong. It was like 60, 70%. Most people grabbed it out and just split from that point. And that concluded that lesson. And then I put in the results for the day. Okay. The rest of this commentary is throughout. It'll tell you if a session comes up. Is this a good session? Is it not? I'll give you news. So you don't have to sit around and wait. I'll try to give you an estimation of time when I'll be back, those kind of things. So it's very powerful for those that don't have a lot of time to trade. Even some pros that have it, They kept their pro because they trade when they can trade, but when they can't trade, or can't be in front of a computer, they rely on this. So very powerful for just about everybody in the network. Okay. If you're in front of your computer, okay, because I was on your phone. If you're in front of your computer, have your phone Twitter notification up. Most people that I've talked to that are doing this, that are sitting in the pro trader room most of the day, they have all their stuff up. Twitter comes out, they jump up, they go into the room, they go into their office, whatever it might be, okay, and they can easily grab. They just go. They have their Dex signals page up. They have their the pro trader room. They have the trader room up. All right, because sometimes in that trader room, if you're sitting there during a session, if I'm in and you see me active and I say I'm going to be active in this trader room, I'm going to be giving some special training trades and spreads in there because I can't put spreads into that algorithm that I have or into that spreadsheet that I have just yet. Okay. So when I start putting spreads out, I'm doing them in the pro trader room only and on Twitter. Okay. It's not going to be on that spreadsheet that you see on the site. Okay. You also want to have your Nadex window open and logged into and ready to go. Okay. And again, you too can watch for commentary that's also in the pro trader room and on Twitter. Okay. I do both. I make sure that you get as much information as I can get and see to help alleviate some of those. Hey, the market's always going up and down like this, right? And most people love to speculate. But if you've noticed with some of the commentary, and I'm not bragging, but most of the time, 90% of the time, I'm spot on. Okay. I'm not telling you that, well, you could choose to go up or down at that point, giving you a 50-50. I tell you, if it goes past a particular number, get out. If it doesn't, if it bounces off of it, then that's created as a resistance or support zone. Stay with it. Okay. I walk us through it. Why? Because I'm in the trade with you. Okay, I'm not just going to give you a bunch of numbers and hope you make out okay. I'm in it with you. I'm eating the same food I just cooked. I'm giving you, I'm eating as well. Here we go. Will this cost anything extra? And the big answer is hell yeah. Has to. All the extra time that I have to put in, of course. Of course it's going to cost extra. Never trust a thin chef. Well, I used to be a fat chef. Now I'm a thin chef because I work out all the time because I want to eat. So I guess that analogy kind of gets lost on me just a little bit. If you do something well, right? All right. How much are they going to cost? It costs $147 a month. Okay. For all you pros that are here, we're going to give you a half off coupon of $70.50. Okay. For all you people that are here that are on the free side, okay, today, all right, I'm going to give you, you're going to be able to use the same coupon. We're going to cheat. You're going to be able to use the same coupon and get $73.50 for your first month, okay? For all you elite and senior traders, I think everybody who has already bought into it, okay? You get it for $73 a month forever because you've put your time in and worked hard for it, okay? So that's our thanks to you. Because we have to put so much work into it, because we have to do this stuff, so from today until Friday night, 11:59, there's that opportunity. So if you're watching this after the fact and you're watching it, it's 11:58 on Friday, get your butt in gear, okay? Because you don't got much time. And you know us, we don't let stuff go over, okay? We will make exceptions every once in a while for people who can get emails and things like that, but you can always tell that at 12 o'clock that coupon's gone. It doesn't work anymore. Okay, it's not some sort of gimmick. We really do have to stay with that because our price point of $147 is very low still. Okay, and I'm going to show you why here in a second. Results so far, just since we started with the live signals, there's been 17 done, right? It's only been a couple of days since Friday of last week. So in doing so, okay, 17 trades. So I did a total of 20 trades. 17 of them were binaries, okay? 17 were binaries, and I had 19 were binaries because I had 2 that were off of the chart here that I didn't put on the chart. They were just in the pro trader room, and 1 was a spread. Okay, so I had 20 trades with 0 losses. Doesn't mean I'm always going to be 100%, and the answer is hell no. I'm not going to remain 100%. Okay? But I can go and look at some of these other places, some of these other companies that provide you signals, that handpick signals like this. I see 80% and 81% and 85, and sometimes even a little lower than that. I'm never, ever, ever, even in my worst week ever, I've never fallen below 92. And I've remained 95 and above in my success for a very long time now. I once went 118 signals without 118 trades without a loss. Okay, so it does happen. So you will lose a signal. But let me tell you, if I watch it, if it's unfolding, there's some trades I get out that I get out on skinny. There's some trades that I get out that I get, when I call skinny, I mean I'm making something, but not a lot, maybe a couple bucks. There's some that I might lose a couple bucks, so I call a skinny loss, but I really don't count that as a big loss. You know, if I lose everything in the thing, if it goes so far south and expires on me 0, then that's a loss to me, okay? If I make a mistake, I get right out, and I don't count that as a loss, but I count that as a lesson. All right, so you have to understand what the definition of loss to you is. All right, so yeah, if you joined, that's a great point, Thor. If you joined last week and you traded just the 5 or 6 signals, 10 signals that were live to you over the past, even just if you traded yesterday, check this out, right? This is yesterday's results. Okay, now I traded 2 contracts apiece. If you traded if you only traded 1 contract, right? If you only traded 1 contract in yesterday and you got into all 3 of them, you made 81.50. You spent 73.50 to be here. Okay? So 81.50. That's what we made yesterday. And this is after fees, by the way. You see all the fees have been taken out. Okay? So you're in the clear now. You're in profit. Even if you just traded the first 2 trades, maybe you didn't trade at 3 a.m. Okay, let's be serious. Let's say you didn't trade the 3 a.m. Okay. Let's see, 70. You made about 50 bucks. Okay. Just yesterday. If you just traded the 2 that I gave you yesterday, you traded 2. If you put 2 contracts on, you earn some more money. Here in a minute, you'll hear about CVG and why that algorithm is so incredible. Oh, the Audi JPY? I don't think it did. I know some people took it. I know I took it. I took it live. So it could have been. But even then, even if we just calculate this part of it, okay, even if we just calculate that part of it, it was $96, $96.50 made in a single morning, just with 2 trades. Imagine once we get 4 or 5 trades on in a day. Okay. It could have been, Kurt. I know that in some of the trader rooms, I was telling people to go for them. For some of the personal people, I was telling people still keep it at demo. It may have been at that point that this one still could have been demo, telling people demo. But it's still, nonetheless, every single one of these trades that are on the sheet, I have physically taken live. I didn't demo any of these out because I have 6 months worth or 6 weeks of demo prior to approving my record. And I had 2 losses in that time. And I made something like 85 something trades at that point. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that that's a pretty high rate. Past my bedtime, right? But this would have been perfect in the GMT time. Now again, with myself and us starting out the trades, yes, they've been light the last couple of days. So don't panic, don't worry. You didn't waste money. You didn't throw money to the car, throw money out in the trash. We're ramping up here because there is a process that as we test, we bring more people in, we test, we bring a little bit more people in, we test, we make sure that everything is great. I train Mike and Paul and myself into using this process now here. They add more in, okay, because each one of them will be able to do 3 or 4 a day. So there's 12 to 16 trades coming on. I'm pretty sure if you're working the nighttime shift or working with Mike L during the day, whatever time he has on, I'm in. You never know who's who or what's what, okay? But because we all are going to be talking together, we'll have special communications between each other. So this is where it really comes down to where the rubber meets the road. We've done a lot of work to get us here. Your benefit here now, your money that was brought into this company and paying us to be able to do this is taking care of Mike L and Paul Davies' time and my time to be able to do what you may not have time for or that you want to profit from. Does that make sense? So you're taking an opportunity, taking a chance on us, and we're taking a chance on you. And that's what it all really does come back down to, is how much can we make this work? And just by the evidence alone that's in front of you, not just this, okay, but this, that each one of these trades was taken by me live, and I've shown the documentation for that. Okay, so how can this, 2 contracts is not a lot of money. I'm only making 96 bucks a day. Even if we just kill this one, I took this trade, okay, because it's evident by that point. And of course, I went to bed and I didn't get up till, didn't make another trade till 11 o'clock the next morning. But in this 24-hour period, making $163, okay, even if I just made the $96, how does $96 make my money each month? Simple. Once I'm consistent, I simply add volume to reach my goal. CVG. This is the equation we came up with that made us and will make us even more. Consistency plus volume, 1 contract. 2 trades a day. Just 2 trades. Now let's back it all the way down. I'm not even talking about 4 trades. I'm talking about 2 trades. I give you 16 signals and you're only able to take 2 in a day. How can that benefit you? Simple. 2 trades a day, 20 days a month. You win every single trade. Let's just say you do. Okay, maybe even if you lose one, we could play with the numbers. You could do that on your own time. Okay, but if we can remain at that process where you only take 2 and you're taking the 2 winners of the day, you make about $800 a month. Why? 2 trades plus $20 per contract. Worst amount so far that I've produced for Max's Live is $24 per contract. Okay, so you can augment that here in your own math. Okay, the average I think even jumped up to 26 from the other day. All right, with contracts coming in at 35 and 33 and 28, it's going to get even higher here soon. Okay, yeah, I'll talk about that here in a second about using risk management. But the idea here too is your 2 trades a day. Okay, applying a 2 times a day, so $20 per trade, is $40 per day times 20 days equals $800. Now, to some of you, this might be it. This might be it. You have a low balance. You don't need a lot of money. Okay, this is your $800 balance, if you will, in your account, less than $1,000, and this is your money every month. Just taking 2 trades, right? Now, using risk management, learning how to do all that, that's all inside. That'll all teach you. Some of you already know. It's in the Max level. It's in the Max Live. It's in the training on the Pro. It's everywhere. We tout this everywhere. Consistency plus volume and the risk management. Risk, right? Damn it.
Trading stocks, futures, options on.
Nope, it's not going to work. Darn it. That's what I was trying to check off screen before, and it didn't work. I was supposed to do, yeah, the lawyer's going to kill me. Okay, so here's what it really comes back down to, right? Let me see if I can find one real quick, because legally I'm supposed to read this thing, right? Weekly wrap up. Here we go. Open. Doobie. I was supposed to read it before I showed you the product. There it is. All right. Earnings and risk disclaimer. I'll try to make it real quick, right? Trading in financial instruments carries a high level of risk to your capital with the possibility of losing more than you initially invested. Trading in financial instruments may not be suitable for all investors and is only intended for those over 18. Please ensure that you are fully aware of the risk involved and, if necessary, seek independent financial advice. The past or recent trading performance of any stock, security, commodity, or derivative is not necessarily indicative of future profit losses. We do not and cannot guarantee that the use of our service will generate you profits. We do not and cannot guarantee and don't take responsibility for any losses to your accounts. You must trade and take sole responsibility to evaluate all information provided by this website and use it at your own risk. All trading information we provide is intended as trade assistance only, and all results may vary. This is the big one, right? Special voice, all results may vary. Okay, that's it. Sorry, lawyers, I forgot they gave me this pretty little video. Like, here, use this video. It didn't work. Kicking it. We'll have to read the other stupid one for now. Some people ask, why don't I like reading the risk disclaimer? Because it's so common sense nowadays. It should be. But unfortunately, it's not. And lawyers love to push those buttons that maybe if you just read in the risk disclaimer. I could tell you not to drink Windex, but I can guarantee you one person in the world is drinking it right now. All right? Even though it says on it for, don't drink. Don't go out drinking Windex either. All right, so we just went over the model. 2 trades, $20 per month, right? Two trades, $20 per day, $40 per day, 20 days a month, $800. Just if you trade it every single day, right? How do you make more money? Add more contracts, right? Add more contracts. That's all it comes down to. Now, before you add more contracts, you got to make sure there's a nice little balance, okay, of your balance, okay, play on words, on your balance and your goal. Okay, your goal can't be teetering off all over here because your balance is going to get thrown off. Okay, because you need a higher balance. If your goal is bigger, your balance needs to be higher, right? You like that little analogy? If your goal is bigger per day, your balance has to be higher because you're only risking 10%. So if the average profit is between 20 and 80, you need to have at least $700 to $800 in your account to risk wisely at 10%. If you only have 400, you're risking 20%. If you only have 100, you're risking close to 80%. All right? So keep that in mind as you're trading at these higher levels. How do you make even more money? Add a third contract, 2 trades, 20 days a month, wins you about $2,400 a month. Just 2 trades. 2 trades. That's all you're looking for all day. Now, I want you to imagine and do the math in your own head. I trade 4 times a day. My average is $24, $26 now per contract. All right? So now I trade 4 times a day. How do I make $10,000 a month? You do the math. More contracts. I have more of a balance. Doesn't take much more of a balance. 32. For every $800, you're trading at that higher level. One more contract. 800, one more contract. 800, one more contract. Right? You get 4,000 out. You're trading 5 contracts at one time. 5 contracts at the 20, even after $20 is $100 per trade. 2 trades, 4 trades a day, $400 a day. $400 a day times 20. You get where I'm going? So consistency plus volume equals goal. And this is where you got it. If you don't got it, you're never going to get it from this point. If you're unsure and learn how to do this process, you're never going to be successful. I don't care where you go. Because you will never be able to squeeze more time out of the day. If you work per hour and you need more money, what happens? You either need to go get a raise or you need to create more hours. And that shit ain't going to happen. All right. So at the end of this seminar here, we're going to stop the recording, of course, for all those people that are watching afterwards, and we're going to ask questions and answers that'll be in the room. Okay. We have about 24 people in the room right now. And it's great because you're all here for a reason. Right? You're here to make something. You're here to learn something. You're here to be a part of something bigger than you. And this is what our next segment is over. It's about building relationship. And this isn't about, okay, because this is one of the most toughest things for any trader to do. And it's not about what you may think it is. Okay, it's misunderstood when I say building relationship with a lot of people. We're not suggesting you go out and make friends with everybody and have barbecues and all that kind of happy horse shit that you might see in some of these social networks and MLMs and all that kind of stuff, okay? We're not asking you to go recruit your friends and family and all that kind of crazy stuff to be a part of your life and trade and be and make you money as well off of your hard work, off of their hard work. We're asking you to create a relationship as a trader inside the pro trader room, inside, Facebook, Skype, Twitter, whatever you're using, okay, inside that room, and even with us. So with the other traders that are in the room and us, it doesn't mean that you talk politics or tell us about, your sick aunt in Toledo. Okay, we can talk about those things after a while, but it's about becoming traders, and traders talk about trades. Now, in the rooms, until you're an elite or senior trader, I don't want to see a bunch of, well, I was watching this company and they did this, and I was watching that company and they did this. I don't want to hear about all the competition. I'll be honest with you. I've been in just about every competition. Any one of our competitors, I've either had their system or have looked at their system or been a part or paid for their system before I built this company. Okay? Probably about 30 different places, and there's only about 4 that can come even close to what we do, and the one that comes the closest of anything that we do is still 50% away from what we do. Because when I was going to all these competitors, I was learning not just what to do, but what not to do. Because nobody was doing what we wanted. Okay, giving us the customer service, giving us the true information. They can try to baffle you with all their bullshit. But I can tell you right now, nobody's giving you the information that we're giving you. Nobody's telling you the truth behind the market on how easy it really is. And let me tell you, you may think it's hard because of the work you're doing, but imagine trying to do what you do now with us. Some of you elite traders and senior traders can probably tell some of the others how easy the market really is once you see it. Because once you see it, you become it. Does that make sense? Because you figure it out. It's really only about a couple of things. It's not about 50 different indicators. It's not about 60 different things happening. You want me to show you how easy it really is? I'll show you how easy it really is by one screenshot. It's as easy as that. Right? It's as easy as that. And that alone, whether you want to believe it or not, is what, not just that one thing. I mean, God, there's 279,000 lines of code just for the intraday system. For the 2020 system is about 500,000 lines of code that I write so it can deliver all the processes that we need, because every single pair needs its own algorithm with it. But the idea behind it is so simple. The more simple you try to make a command for a computer to do, the more complex the code becomes. Kind of crazy, isn't it? But back to building relationship. Once you start building the relationship as a trader within the trader rooms, you start following directions, you're following the rules, you're being positive, you're helping others, you can get that advancement process. You can get that advancement understanding. And what happens is that even if you're a pro trader, you're a Max's Live trader, it doesn't really matter. It's still about being a trader. And becoming a trader is not easy. And you get to learn from other people. You get to learn to take a deep breath. You get to see that, hey, other people are doing the same thing I'm doing. You're not there alone. And that's the biggest thing, or most traders who's just starting out fail. Those people who are novice or don't understand or just can't figure stuff out, that's why we have top of the line customer service. That's why we have Amy and Brian in there almost all day. You have a phone number you can call. You have bookings on pro consults with me. Okay? I haven't turned anybody away when it comes to a pro consult. Also that you can excel when you reach out to invite others. We invite you into the investment company. So when you excel, like the elites and the senior traders and senior level trader twos, you get to be part of something that's so much bigger than yourself. Because let me tell you, I'm going to give you the biggest secret right now. We are not a signals company. We're not. We're an investment company. And why do we do what we do with all that benefit? Okay? Literally, with all of that benefit. And if you don't think there's benefit, let's see if I can find one here. Give me 1 second. Here it is. If you don't think there's benefit with, hang on 1 second. This should go through quick. With this just alone, right? Money Mind and Time and Price are still coming, okay? And I'm finishing up those. I had to build Max's Live first. But with all this, Trader's Mind, just the Trader's Mind series alone was worth it. Nadex Ninja, MetaTrader Mayhem, all these things in here, the orientation, learning how to trade, learning how to set things up. Okay, the Max's Signals, the Pro Trader Room, okay, the Pro Webinar Meetings, the Pro Consult, all of it. If you don't think all of that was worth $87 or even months and months of keep going and keep building and there's always something new, building, right? Then it's never going to be worth it. If you feel like the time and energy that you have put into being here hasn't had a worth, it has. The money that you've paid per month, the money that if you're free here and you're just starting out or you're trying to figure stuff out or maybe you canceled and you came back, all that money is helping us build, and build. It's not making us rich. It's making us internal. And building it internal, we build it for so many more people, to help so many more people. We can keep those prices low. We can build these things that become very powerful for people to make more money. Yes, we're building a Forex engine. Yes, we're building an automated system to be able to trade with our processes for multiple people at once. In our investment firm, we have a special area, right? We call investors only. And investors only in this IO kind of process is that we have all these different systems that we're building, and not just about investing, marketing processes, and we've built a lot of different things. NBD Marketing Group and Our City Investments have built probably about 70 different platforms and programs. A lot of people don't know that. And so as we build a new thing, we bring investors on board to help us build these things and then pay them for their time and their money, of course, and yield them a return as we build, and those things that become successful yield a higher return. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for people to come on board, to become either work with us as an investment company or become investors themselves within the company to build an empire. And one that is going to help as many people as possible build incomes, give them things to do, build things that make lives easier, those kind of things. And that's what really it comes back down to with building a relationship with us and other traders in it. At this time, I'm going to stop the video. But before I do, I'm going to quickly show this. At the bottom of this page and on the Pro Trader Room area, there's a link to, even on the Get Started page, there's a link to get Max's Signals. If this is something you want to do, please do so. If you feel like it's necessary, that this is something that might be just added to it, okay? Does it want to include? No, it doesn't. It's separate. But there's discounts for the first month. There's some that don't do the Pro Trader side afterwards and they just go for the Max's Signals. That's fine, okay? We don't care either way. We just want you to get as much benefit from this process as possible. Some do the Pro Trader 5. Some people do just the Learning Center for 47 and do the Max's Signals, whatever you want to do at that point. But this system of the Max's Signals, if you're a Pro Trader, your first month's off 50%, so you get for like $73.50. If you're a senior or an elite, you take advantage of this. Your code's not Pro Go Live. It's something else. You have to reach out to us so we can give that to you because you get yours off, half off for life. From that process. All right. For everybody else, please hang out in that room. If you have any questions or any statements, ahas, anything you need to bring to the table, please feel free to do so. I want to thank everybody for being here today and being a part of this next generation of Max and Dex Signals and Our City Investments. And to everybody who's watching this after effects, you have a great day. Remember, trade demo on Friday. Stay with us in the Pro Trader rooms and look forward to seeing you inside. Thanks a lot and see you soon.